Alright, hello. Alright, so we have two tiles here that I made. I have like an ocean and I have like sand tile. And I'll have variants of these and also have like intersections of these. But I have four main tiles that I want to do: ocean, sand, grass, and freshwater. And then I'll have like intersections between all of those, or something. But for today, for right now, I just want to do one tile and maybe kind of talk through it as I go. So what I have here is I have a normal Paint, Microsoft Paint. Any program could be used. I'm just gonna go ahead and set the image size to the tile that I want, and I'm gonna do all my tiles in 32 by 32. As long as you're doing them in like in those parameters of like 8 by 8 or 4 by 4, 16, 32, 64, then you'll have like equal out between the measurements of whatever resolution you want your game to be. So I'm just gonna do 32 by 32, and I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this all in like a green. It doesn't really matter too much. Now I'm gonna resize this. Actually, I need to zoom in because it's way too small. So when doing pixel art, you want to make sure you're like really zoomed in there, so you could really see the pixels on the screen. Alright, so this isn't a good green color, so let me readjust that. You don't want anything I want it to look kind of natural, so I want it, and I also want it to not like really stick out. I want it to kind of be in the background, and I'm going to use three or four different colors for this sprite. Three different like shades of green. So I don't want to choose anything up here because this is all like really bright, unnatural looking stuff. So I want to like really go down here where it starts to like gray out, and I want to choose like a greenish with like a hint of brown in there. Maybe this is good. And yeah, so that looks alright, I think. So I have like a special way for doing these. I'm gonna make a little like a palette thing there. Let's back river too. And then let me get a little brighter, and then a little bit more green tint to it. I'm not sure if that might be too similar though. And I guess one like a little darker or brownish, maybe like that. Okay, so these might be too similar, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue. I could always, you could always adjust the colors later on. So the way I make grass is I spent like maybe like a year or two, like really trying to like get better with my pixel art, because as a programmer, you're probably not going to be that great of an artist. It seems that's like the stereotype. So I wanted to break that, and I'm sure like a lot of other programmers have also like took some time to try to like improve their art so their games could look that much better. So very like a good tutorial I think is so you wanna be a pixel artist. So on the forum that I used to go to like 10 years ago or something was a Game Developers Refuge, and then they had another forum for that just focused on like pixel art called Pixelation, and the co-founder of both boards, Tsugumo, was like he was like very well known in like the community of programmers I was in. He wrote this tutorial. I'll put a link in the description, and it goes in pretty good detail with a lot of stuff. If you do go through this, I would recommend chapters 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 definitely, and 5 is a really good one too. And then you could probably skip all these other ones if you wanted, but 5 is probably one of the best ones. Like I really focused on this, and like I'm gonna go for this style of grass, which looks really great. This was from Secret of Mana, I think. So I'm gonna try to imitate that style, but I'll make it my own. So I've already have my 32 by 32 square that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to use a middle color in here, and then I'm just gonna this is gonna look really bad, but I noticed for like all of my art I'll do this, and maybe like a lot of like artists do this, where they try to like sketch out like a basic thing and then go into more detail with it. At least that's the way I approach like all of my pixel art. So like if I was drawing like a person, I'll like try to sketch him out, and then I would go into more detail and try to fix it up. And the sketch doesn't really matter, you could always fix it up or redo the sketch or whatever. So imitating this style, if you look at it, you could see, hopefully the screen capture sees it, you could see like little like bushes or whatever. So I'm gonna imitate that. Getting the colors right is kind of important. This is a little, well, I could adjust it. I'm sorry. This is taking longer. Anyways, so here's some kind of little grass plant thing. I'm sure it doesn't look that great, but it's going to look better later on. And I want to make sure that this is going to look good when I have these all tiled out next to each other. So as I'm putting in these little grass bits, I want to kind of space them out, make sure they're not not too make sure the spacing's right. That looks okay. And now I'm gonna test this out to make sure that the grid is right, because if it's not, then it's not gonna look good when they're tiled up to each other. So in there. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So in game it'll look something like that, which, and just looking at it, you could see that there's like a big hole here, so that's not good. So I want to adjust that, and I could see the hole is the combination of this side and this side. When the grid like links them together. So we just need to see. We could either add something or we could move something around. This looks better, but if you look at it, you could definitely see a big space like right here and right here. So you could see that intersection, which we don't want. So what I'll do is I'm going to move it around on this map instead. So we're breaking up a little bit, but we still have more work to do. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty random. We do have a space here, and that could be seen again here and here. So maybe we'll just move it up just a little bit. That looks pretty good. These ones right here are kind of too lined up in my opinion. So okay, so I think that looks pretty good. It's pretty random. There's no huge spaces. Like this is okay. So yeah, that looks pretty good. So and then I'll do the second step. But let me cut real quick. Alright, so I'm back. I rearranged my grass things a little bit more, and then I moved this up, and I could see that my screen capture program isn't very detailed. It's kind of blurry, so I apologize for that. But now I'm gonna go into the next step. I'm just gonna highlight these grass blades, and I wish I could zoom in more, but I guess I can't. Alright, so I'm back in. GIMP. Just so I could zoom in that much more. So I am zoomed in like 2,300%. Alright, so this next step I'm going to highlight these leaves. I want to make sure that as I'm doing this, not to try to define the leaves. Okay, so that looks okay, I think. How do you go backwards? Okay. Okay, now I'm going to make all of the foliage in the background. Okay, so how does that look? Okay, so that looks okay. I think the major problem I'm having is that these two colors are too similar to each other compared with this color and this color. And also the way I'm breaking up this like background foliage is have these really dark, thick lines, and I think maybe I need to like make them less thick. Alright, quick update. I tried to do it with less thick lines. So that's how they look compared next to each other. I'm gonna try to mess around with the colors now because I think that's a big issue that I'm having. So I'll be back once I. Alright, so I adjusted the colors. I think it looks better now. Zoomed out a little bit. I think I'm gonna go with the dark lines, but I think I need to redo these these bits, the background foliage thing. So right now it's all kind of random. I need to uh make it more look like like leaves sprouting out or poking out, and maybe even highlight some of them. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I think this is the finished product. Here's here's how I had it just before, and then I went through and tried to make these little areas behind it into like look more like plantish or whatever. All right, so I think that's gonna be it. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, and take care.